proposals and anticipation and expectations are incomplete if we do not call attention to who become members of the National Assembly post 9th Assembly. In other words, we strongly believe that the preponderant attention and focus on the presidency tends to rob us off of the attention we should pay to those who populate this precinct, these hallowed chambers of the House of Representatives and the Senate. Because like you and I know, if we have an executive that means well, and you have a parliament that does not mean well, or that does not flow in the same direction, there will be a problem with our governance and service delivery. So when candidates begin to say to electorates that we are going to alter the Abuja master plan when we get into office, when candidates begin to say that we think that we need more roads that will connect Kuje and Kuwali, for instance, you see that there is already a lack of understanding of what they know about the legislature. And they ride on that lack of understanding also that the people have to just latch on what the presidential candidates are saying. And that's why you have, resort to, we will vote top to bottom. So if you have over 4,000 legislative candidates, and just about 0.23% of them have anything close to a clear understanding of what the legislature does, what legislators do, and are able to articulate something that, okay, citizens can, inform citizenry can interact with, then we actually have a lot of work on our hands to do. And that is why we believe that if we can share this data with you and these statistics with you, it will help us understand the work we have at hand, and because we also want to take a step further in focusing on an election observatory. On the legislative elections on Saturday, we will be setting up a situation room here in Abuja to observe across the country just the legislative elections, because we know that there are other organizations and groups who are focusing on the executive, the presidential, and the governorship, and they're doing beautiful work. But we want to begin this process of increasing the awareness about the legislature by hosting a legislative-focused, election observatory on Saturday. And we're using this medium to invite you to look in, if you're able to, in the course of the day.
As members of the media, we also owe ourselves a duty to really push out what the lawmakers who have represented the city for a long time, what are they doing, what laws have they passed. And yesterday on a radio program where I anchor, it was really interesting to hear that one of the House of Representative member in the current 9th Assembly have only sponsored one bill, and the other have sponsored just 2 bills. So this goes a long way to the politicians have said at the various campaigns. You saw them that the majority of the campaigns, very little reference was made to the legislative offices. All we saw was vote our party from top to bottom, whatever party. That was what we saw, and we're even seeing people now, especially in the FCT, leveraging the candidacies of the popular candidates, perhaps the third force movement, even though they don't belong to that party. What that is saying is that people should be elected on the basis of bandwagon, and this would not do our legislature any good. It will not be healthy for our democracy. People must be elected on the basis of individual merit.